Welcome to Smart Remarks, where we got to ask, where's Cesar Chavez when you really need him? So there's a letter to the editor in our paper today from a guy who's the executive vice president of the Penn Ag Industry Association. It bills itself as the premier agribusiness association in Pennsylvania, saying that there's a desperate need for immigration reform. There aren't enough farm workers, see, and so what we need, according to the letter, is to change our immigration law so that there are enough workers to bring in the harvest, to feed the world, and until that happens, Pennsylvania agribusiness will struggle to find a workforce, quote, needed to harvest our food supply. Well, I got a pretty simple solution for that. Raise farm wages. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the mean hourly wage nationally for farm workers and laborers is $9.61 an hour. I couldn't find any information for Pennsylvania or Lancaster County specifically, but I did see a story in one of our papers back in February where the head of a large agribusiness association called Kreider Farms said they pay most of their workers more than minimum wage. Minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. So this would seem to be a simple issue of supply and demand. You want more workers? Up the wages that you pay them. In fact, you might be able to attract more domestic workers if you did that. You wouldn't need immigration reform if you would pay domestic workers more. That's how our economic system is supposed to work, but see, immigration reform actually games that system. Now, I understand there are lots of arguments why agribusiness shouldn't and can't raise wages. It would obviously translate to the higher prices you pay at the supermarket. It might put marginal producers out of business. But if you want to know why wages in this country continue to stay flat, here is a huge reason. When you have a glut of labor, wages are guaranteed to remain low. And the case against immigration reform has never been that those people broke the law or they should speak English or outrage. It's that when you have a glut of labor and you reform immigration, you increase that glut of labor. Wages can only go down, and this puts downward pressure on wages across the board. It doesn't mean that just farm workers will continue to make a low wage. It's likely to mean you will continue to make a low wage. I understand that the ag business model relies on low wages. That's how the model works. But the problem here is that that's how all business models in this country and indeed across the world are beginning to work. And if that keeps up, the middle class is indeed doomed. So if the ag business doesn't get immigration reform and it causes major problems, yeah, it could result in higher prices for you at the supermarket. But the question you got to ask yourself is, at this rate, with the way wages are going, are you even going to be able to afford stuff at the supermarket anyway?